Okay, so another OPV on the Flightliner. This time, one I've been following for a while and I really like because it's a very cool aeroplane to start with, and it made a lot of sense to turn it into an optionally piloted vehicle. I'm very lucky to be able to speak to Dr. Heisem, who's going to run us through the aeroplane, and I'm going to probably bore him to tears with many, many questions. So I'm going to start with the very obvious ones that I'm asking everybody. How high, how far, how fast, and then how much?
This is Aurora Flight Sciences Centaur optionally piloted aircraft. It's based on the DA-42. It retains the entire flight envelope and all of the capability of the Diamond DA-42. So in regards to how high, manned, we're rated to flight level 180. Unmanned, we can go to 27,500 feet.
Okay.
How fast? Again, we maintain the envelope of the DA-42. That's 175 knots maximum with a payload hanging from it.
Okay, and then so once you get it into theater and the chaps jump out, I'm guessing that you're going to fill it with more fuel and it can go further and do different things.
You can install a fuel bladder in the cabin, which extends the endurance to 24 hours.
Okay.
We essentially double the fuel load. And it takes 4 hours to do the conversion from manned to unmanned, 4 hours from unmanned to manned. And when we go back to manned operation, we are the only one that I'm aware of that maintains normal certification in both EASA and FAA.
Okay, and can you take all the kit? Can the airplane take everything it needs to go and operate somewhere?
Yes, it can self-deploy. You can put the dish and the ground control station in the back of the aircraft. As long as there's fuel and an electrical source at your area of operation, that's fine.
Now, I think I remember these are diesel engines, aren't they? I think, well, jet, I suppose you'd say, but they're diesels, aren't they?
They're not jets. They are reciprocating engines,
yeah.
But they burn heavy fuel, so
okay.
Diesel, jet fuel. They are based on a Mercedes block. These are Austro 300 engines built for the DA-42 in Austria. Very fuel efficient, which is what gives us the 24 hours of endurance with the additional fuel. And
are you getting, I mean, obviously we come from the small world of things, and we've seen one of your small systems escape, which we saw in 2010 here. But are you getting a lot of interest in this? It does seem like a very practical and sensible arrangement.
We're getting a lot of interest, particularly internationally. It is the only certificated UA unmanned capable aircraft that's based on something that's EASA, FAA certified. It does not look like a gray tail, so it's much more low observable when it's operating. It is very reliable. We have 2 engines, 2 alternators. We have triplex redundancy in our avionics, duplex for everything else. No single failure can bring this aircraft down in the unmanned configuration. Very few UAVs can claim that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for those that want ultimate reliability, if we're over long water operations or with very expensive payloads, this is the way to go.
And I don't think I would be forgiven if we didn't. Was it possible to have a little look at the cockpit? Because all unmanned aircraft people are just airplane nerds at heart. Can we have a little look?
Absolutely. It looks just like a DA-42 cockpit.
All right. Can you just take us and show us?
Sure.
So you got the 2 great big, was that Garmin or something screens there? And
we have the Garmin 1000 navigation system and flight control system autopilot. So this is a glass cockpit. The engine controls are FADEC controls.
Okay.
Meaning that you have no mixtures, props, throttles like you would in a regular recip. You simply have the throttles.
Yeah.
It's a very low workload aircraft to fly from the pilot's perspective. And it's an even lower workload aircraft to fly from an air vehicle operator at the ground control station.
So when you turn it into when you flip the switch to the OPV, is it using the aircraft's autopilot system, or is it another autopilot system?
It is not. We have designed our own triplex, so 3 autopilots are always flying the aircraft. 2 of them dominant. If one of the 2 disagree, the 3rd one will arbitrate.
Okay.
We have 3 sources for GPS, for pitot input, for all of the critical information coming in. Again, so we get this redundancy that creates a very reliable aircraft.
Well, more noise in the background. See if they're going by. Well, thank you very much. Really, thanks very much for speaking to us, and I'll keep following this with great interest.